Hello everybody, my name's Danloadable and today we're doing something a little different. See, it's that time of year where me being pale and having sunken eyes works to my advantage because I have an instant costume wherever I am. But no, I just look sickly. So me and my buddy Voidusk are going to be giving you a story each. Today, one on this channel and one over on his, and the interactive portion kicks in there, where you guys have to decide which one is based on truth and which one is simply the product of an ill mind that probably needs some attention. So my co-conspirator for this evening, Voidusk.
Hello everybody, and also greetings to you Dan. I'm Voidusk, and it doesn't matter where the story originates. Being ill-minded is in our kind's blood. Assure yourself and be our guests in this show.
So, if you've watched his video already, watch this one and then make your decision. Put it down in the comments what you think is the true base story and which is just a load of nonsense. So, on with the show. The following story is from the perspective of a male in his mid-20s. More often than not, when a holiday comes around, or any kind of festivities for that matter, my friends and I will celebrate in a tried and tested method of getting completely wrecked to the point that we still feel it by the next holiday. This year, however, my housemate, Becky, suggested something a bit different. It's like a haunted house thing, but like across a really big forest. It's freaky. My curiosity piqued. I had a look at some of the photos posted online the year before. And damn, she wasn't right about it being freaky. There were your typical escaped lunatic-looking guys, zombie cheerleaders, clowns, which I guess just have an implied threat of horror. They even had contortionists in morph suits, which looked to violate physics as well as decency. There was even a disclaimer on the site that you had to be at least 18 to enter. That had to mean it was pretty good, I thought. Kids wouldn't be excluded unless it had some real mess you up for days stuff going on. At the very least, it meant there wouldn't be howling kids terrified of the first jump scare. Either out of a sense of adventure, boredom, or perhaps even fear for my liver, I agreed it looked fun and we booked 3 tickets. One for me, one for Becky, and one for her partner Ethan. I got on well enough with Ethan, but it always seemed like he was trying to assert himself as alpha in any room that had Becky in it, which ended up being funny as often as it did annoying, which probably didn't help matters. Anyway, the day finally arrived, and after grabbing some dinner, we all drove down to the forest just outside of town. It was already a win, financially and hassle-wise, as I didn't have to bother sorting out a costume, so I was already in a pretty good mood and ready to be scared. Things started at unsettling, and pretty quickly made their way up to nightmarish. Even when you were in the line outside, they had performers marauding about, doing their best to make you pathologically afraid of whatever it was they were dressed as. The ticket booth attendant had an impressive bit of prosthetics going on. I thought at first he was going for a ghostly Charlie Chaplin or some such, until he took off his hat, and it looked like his skull had gone several rounds with a baseball bat. The park itself had set a route to wander through, having vaguely themed zones, which seemed to intensify as you went along. We started off in a circus of horrors kind of area, getting goaded by all manner of clowns and performers, viewed through a Clive Barker filter. I even had my picture taken with some faceless nightmare who's dangling from a tree with aerial silks. I wasn't certain it wasn't a mannequin, until it made a noise akin to a deflating balloon being swallowed by a snake. It all went as you'd expect. Stuff that hits that button in your brain and it tells you that ain't right. all to keep you distracted until someone leaps out of a bush and frightens the life out of you. Things took a turn, though, once we reached the shambling undead area. Turns out, Ethan has a bit of a thing about zombies. There was a bit of panic and some uppity behaviour, but it soon passed. I think what was worse than the scares was losing face in his perceived alpha male contest. Soon after, we came across your typical crazed killer types, who had definite issues with personal space. After the three of us were chased along for a stretch by a duo wielding power drills, I'd say tensions were running high. "Damn," I panted. "Did not know they'd be chasing us." "What's up? Scared of a little cardio?" Ethan seemed to enjoy getting a jab in, reclaiming some ground, or something. Looking to get a little more, he strode up to a stocky-looking guy, over by the edge of the clearing. "Hey, come get a picture of me with this guy." As we got closer, I could see the guy had a dirty-looking peacoat on, and a stare that could make a stone wince. Ethan seemed oblivious to the stare boring a hole in his back. Then, the guy started talking.
"Think you're better than me, boy? Coming in here, acting like your crab don't stink?"
His voice, oddly hushed despite the venom in the words.
"How about we open you up and see how good you smell then?"
He grabbed Ethan by the arms and started spitting out insults and cusses. Shocked, Becky and me looked at each other for a second, wondering whether we should get involved. After all, I was certain they weren't actually meant to touch us. I stumbled forward and grabbed Ethan and managed to wrench him free. We all staggered back. I don't know about the others, but my heart was pounding its way clear of my chest. I just about got my brain and mouth working together. "You are so fired for this, man. We are going straight to management." Ethan bucked, trying to make a move at the guy. "Screw that. He wants to go. I'll go." Becky sounded off. "Ethan, come on. Let's just find someone and report it. Leave it." I don't know if it was more out of anger than fear, but she really sounded rattled. We power walked our way through so that we could report to security, or any official looking people really. Anyone who wasn't a monster. That, and to give Ethan time to cool off. Once we found the site office, we recounted our story to the people there. They seemed annoyed, either at having to deal with us, or that someone had broken the rules so much. They asked to see the photo we'd taken before things went messy, so they knew who to drag in. Now, if I wasn't feeling bad before, I was at this point. Nobody in the office could place the guy, and when they checked in the personnel records, they couldn't find him there either. As far as they knew, he was not meant to be there. The police were called, as it was a straight-up assault at this point, and we hung around to give our statements. Small mercy that it was, we were given free drinks and snacks for our troubles. As we were leaving, the officer who went to the area we described was coming back. He was holding a bag. Apparently, when he got there was no sign of anyone fitting the description we gave. But a quick search in the nearby brush uncovered what looked like a hiding spot, covered over by tarp and branches. In it was the bag. In the bag, duct tape, rope, and a very, very angry-looking survival knife. As far as we know, they never found the guy. Becky was right about one thing. It was certainly freaky.